Welcome back everyone to the IELTS examination. This lesson is regarding the writing academic task 1. It is meant that writing test always takes your score down, and I guess it's right because it got my score down as well. I scored 7 bands in my writing. Well, that's not that good. So IELTS academic task 1, what you're going to do in academic task 1, it is infographic. What everybody mistake it as is report. Well, it's not a report, it's an infographic. They just want the information out of the graph they are giving to you. As report has a different requirements. Report needs the intelligence or analytical thinking, your logical thinking, but it is not regarding that. Academic task 1 is regarding your English language. They just need to test how you have a sentence structure and how you can express the things, or they just give you graph or table or a diagram or bar chart, pie chart, something like some procedure or something, and they just want that how you can get that into a information, that how you can change a graph into a information. They'll tell you about write about 150 words. The question would be like that: summarize the given chart or given bar graph into your words or into a paragraph. So this is what you need to do. You need to summarize that. Even if you understand or don't understand, that doesn't matter, because what matters is how good sentence structure you have and how you can express the things. They'll ask you to write 150 words, but I would suggest that go for 170 to 190 words, because 170 to 190 words would include all what you need to list in that. So first of all comes the introduction. Introduction should not exceed more than 1 to 2 sentences. Don't go for the third sentence, because you just need to write 170 words, and if you write everything in introduction, what would you write in the body paragraphs or conclusion? So you just need to write 1 to 2 sentences, and what 1 to 2 sentences would include is, what am I looking at? Like, yes, what you need to write is that this bar graph demonstrates, this paragraph illustrates, this bar graph shows, this line graph shows, this pie chart shows, this diagram shows, this process demonstrates. Just these 3 words: demonstrates, illustrates, shows, elucidates. Not more than these 3-4 words. I don't go for the complex English, because they can well judge that you have crammed it. Just be very simple in it and very straightforward, and introduction should be very straightforward in just 1 to 2 sentences, that what you can look on the paper that you are given. And 1 to 2 sentences, what you need to do is, what am I looking at, and rephrase the task. Like it's written that the bar graph shows the population rate of India since 2000 to 2017. So you need to rephrase the task, right? So I can see a bar graph showing the declining, or you can say rising, of population rate since past decade. I never did anything. I just said what is written there. So that is, you need to rephrase the task and never use the same words which are given in the question. Okay, and what introduction needs to follow is that 3 I's. I, me, we. Don't use these words. Not I, not me, not we, because it's not regarding you, it's general task. So it's regarding information. It should get no meaning out of it. It's just factual. There should be facts out of it. It's not meaningful or something. As it's not regarding you, like you don't have to include the first person into it, like I, me, or we. So it's not regarding us, therefore it would have no opinion. You should give no opinion of yours, that I think that, or I think that it, as it's increasing, so it would keep on increasing, or it would decline. You'd have to say nothing regarding that. We don't need your opinion. Second is no conclusion, because we give conclusion out of what we get the meaning, and this isn't going to get any meaning. This is just factual. Third is no analysis of what you are saying. You don't need to analyze all with your thinking. They are just looking for good English language. They're not looking for any intelligence. Fourth is no inference, like you should not link it with anything. Like if it is increasing now, in past decade it was decreasing, or don't link it with anything. Don't take this result to anything else. You just need to focus on what's given to you and you to list that into 170 words. Be very simple in this, because what problem comes is that everybody knows how to write, but problem is that they don't know what to write. So this video is regarding what to write in academic task 1. You should give no prediction that if it is increasing now and I think that in next decade it will decrease, or it will, no prediction. They are not asking for it, they are just asking for what is given, write it in your word. They want graph into words, nothing else, and no explanation of anything. It should be very simple and very straightforward, no fancy words. It should have different vocabulary, so to show that how you can explain or how you can express your words. You just need to show off your language. You just need to write a good sentence. You should have a good sentence structure. So this is it in introduction. Let's come to body paragraph. Report body. Report body is actually consisting of 2 paragraphs, and yes, first of all you need to see if it's a graph axis, like x-axis and y-axis. You need to see x and y-axis, what this x-axis is saying you, where it is going, or where this y-axis is going, and what, like, the time is increasing, so it's mostly on x-axis. So if it is a graph, a plateau graph or a bar graph or a line graph or something like that, just be first of all you need to focus is what x-axis is given and what y-axis is given, and list that. Like it's a population growth, or it's a market value, or it's something, anything like that. I got regarding immigrants from India going to Australia and Canada. There were 2 graphs. One was like Indian immigrants, first they were increasing in Australia, now they are decreasing, and in Canada it's increasing. Like for now it's increasing rapidly, like that. So I'm telling about my question, what it was. So first thing you need to think is axis, x and y axis, what it's given, you need to focus on that. Second is peaks and highs, valleys and lows. You know what is peaks and valleys and highs and lows? You know what is peaks and valleys? Okay, I'll tell you what this peak and valley is. So this is it. This is a graph, and this one is a peak and this one is a valley. So you need to go from here. This is peak and valley is given, so that you need to focus at what is a peak and what is a valley. So you need to focus upon highs and lows, like where it is rising, where it is going, and you don't need to list everything that at every peak or at every low that this is happening. It should be like these 4 countries say this and 1 country say this. If it's a difference, you need to do 2 similarities, 2 differences, like that. You don't need to say this, Australia was getting this, America was getting this, Canada was getting this, India was getting, no. It's like if we can see developed countries, like we can say that Australia, Canada, America, these 3 are developed countries, India is a developing country. So this you need to list. You don't need to say anything about 1 country or something else, because that will take so many words. First of all, you don't have time. Secondly, you don't need to do it, so why would you do it? And thirdly, you don't have a space, right? So you need to see peaks and valleys. And secondly, it comes as stability. Something graph is like increasing and it becomes like this. This is called a plateau graph, like it's increasing, and this mostly comes in time ranges. Like this was increasing and this for decade it became like this, and then it kept on increasing. So you can say about peaks, valleys, plateaus. Instead of using high, low and stability, you can use new words for that. Then third one is like you need to say what is trending up, right? Trending up or trending down, or you can talk about the patterns which they are making. Take it very general, like you can say this was trending, or this was trending up, this was trending down, or it has gone through drastical changes or something. They take it very general, that now it's not trending up or something. Trends and patterns should be very general. Anomalies and exceptions should be detailed. See, trends, you can say, I'll take you example regarding the Western trend. Okay, we have a graph which is saying that since past decade, it is Western trends are increasing, while traditional clothing is decreasing. So Western clothing is increasing. So we don't need to list any more things regarding the Western clothing. It kept on increasing. That we can say that Western clothing are trending up, but you need to take more information, or you need to detail more about the traditional things, because those are decreasing. So you know what are anomalies? Anomaly is like if three countries are one side and one country is on another side. Three countries are trending and one country is anomaly. So that you can say exception. Yeah, it's an exception. So anomalies and exceptions should be detailed. So that is all in report, that trends should be general and anomalies and exceptions should be detail. This was all about graph. Now come to a table. A table is given. What you need to see is the rows and columns. Like we saw axis, so here we need to see what is rows and columns, where rows, what rows say what's written there, that this detail and this detail, and you need to list everything. You can just read a table, right? Third is a diagram. Diagram is mostly a process cycle. It's mostly a cycle that is given. It can come it can come that moth diagram, like moth. You in diagram, what you need to see is you just need to write one paragraph in that. In report, we can write two different paragraphs, but in a diagram, I would say we can just write one paragraph, because that is a cycle and you need to see where it starts and where it ends. So in diagram, or it's a process or a cycle, what we can write is major steps, that is milestones. Milestones are the major steps that you need to list in a diagram. We need to get a heading of a diagram, because what we need to see is that what is the heading, or what is start we are getting, because diagram is never with a heading, right? So if it is regarding the life cycle of a moth, like first it lays eggs, this a milestone, it lays eggs, then eggs hatch and larvae come out, second milestone, larva builds a cocoon regarding a surrounding it, third milestone, cocoon breaks, wings come out, another milestone, becomes a baby moth or a adult rice moth or whatever. So you just need to write the milestones. You just don't need to write that this was at this time, this thing was going inside, then cocoon built, and then cocoon hatched. Cocoon hatched is a milestone. So you don't need to list each and everything. Just write the milestones of a diagram. Then you need to write a start of it and end of it. Now let me tell you what you need to write in your paragraphs. Yes. If a single chart is given to you, you can write you can write two paragraphs, okay? First one should be trends. Like I'll take you a simple example of okay, it's given that population increase in few countries. It's like Canada, Australia, India, like it's increasing, like population increase in few countries, China and all. So first we can see the countries which are which are having the more population, those are trending, or which are having the less population, those are anomalies. So that is what you need to write. The first paragraph should be regarding the trends, or whatever the chart it is, or whatever the graph it is. First paragraph should always be regarding the trends. In tables, charts, graphs, first is trend, second is anomaly. Like in my case, in exception, I was given the two charts. So if you're given the two charts, what you're going to do? You need to write only two paragraphs, because you are having just 170 words and you have hardly 10 minutes to write on it. So in two charts, it's an easy thing. In first paragraph, you can talk about first chart, or in second paragraph, you can talk about second chart. Or in the other case, what you can do is like in first paragraph, you can talk about the similarities in the two charts. If two charts are given, then obviously that there is some kind of connection between them. So in first paragraph, you can talk about the similarities, and well, in second paragraph, you can talk about the differences. This is it, and don't make any connection out of it. Like, don't take any inference. There should be no connection. And in conclusion, no conclusion, because it's not about you, it's factual. So don't give any conclusion. Okay, let me talk about diagram. In diagram, only write one paragraph, and that's just about the milestones, as I already said. So whether it's a diagram, one paragraph, or chart, table, graphs, anything, two paragraphs. So after completing this, go towards the academic task 2 and go for your essay. Don't give more than 5, 6, 7 minutes on this chart, because academic task 1, I think it has less weightage than the academic task 2. So finish your task 1, go for task 2. Best of luck.